Well, I'm here in Cambridge today to deliver a major national speech on climate change. 2 days out from the election, it's really important to focus on the fact that whoever becomes Prime Minister, they'll be at the Paris talks at the end of this year, those really critical global talks about action on climate change. And one of the things I'm urging people to think about as they go into the polling station is every Green vote, every new Green MP will be strengthening the arm of those who are saying we need strong, effective action on climate change. Well, I think what we need is a much more central renewable energy policy from the whole government. I mean, earlier today here in Cambridge, I was looking at a domestic installation of solar, and it's interesting to see how solar is coming on in terms of this was integrated into the roof rather than being extra panels on top of the roof, and each individual solar panel was actually optimised to get the best possible results, so getting a higher level of return than traditional panels have. So we need to be doing a lot more on domestic solar, on big industrial installations on the top of warehouses, factories, those sorts of things. So we need to do that. But solar farms are a good way forward, as part of the mix, as part of the solar mix. And it's worth focusing on the fact that what you can do with solar farms, if they're well managed, is they can be real biological havens, excellent for wildlife, excellent for bees, excellent for other insects. They can be a real resource for the countryside. And compared to say an enormous extensive field of rapeseed oil plants, which are very heavily sprayed, with huge amount of chemicals laid on them, it's not a bad thing. Well, I think Cambridge is one of our 12 focus seats, and that reflects my number of visits here. And young people around the country, you look at the seats where we're doing particularly well: Bristol West, Norwich South, Sheffield Central, and indeed my own seat of Holborn and St Pancras. They've all got very high student populations. And I've got a simple message for students, but for everybody in Britain really, which is this is a really critically important election. It's a chance to change politics. In 2 days' time, it's your say. I'd urge you to seize it, grab it, make the most of it, vote for what you believe in, vote for real change. Well, I think what you have is, in the Green Party, these are our policies. That's what our candidate's standing on. And the question you've got to ask is, if these candidates are so at odds with the policies of their own parties, if they're so uncomfortable with the fact that Ed Miliband, for example, in the Question Time debates last week, said he was almost vowed that he was going to be the first Labour leader going into an election, promising to cut key services. That's an exact quote, cut key services. If the candidate's so uncomfortable with that, if Julian Huppert is so uncomfortable with a Lib Dem party which says they're going to be in the middle between Labour and the Tories, wherever the middle is, why are they standing for those parties? If you want to vote for what you believe in, vote for a candidate who's standing for a party who they apparently believe in.
That's brilliant.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Good stuff. Cheers.
Thank you.